Alright, serious question time. Does anyone still read books? Anyone? Anyone? Hello everyone, I'm Eljay, and this is the Top 10 Bionicle Books. Starting off at number 10, Bionicle Journey's End was published by Amit in 2010. This is the only book on the list not to be physically published in North America, as it only saw shelves in Poland. However, the book was released in English in early 2010 in a serialized fashion online via bionicle.com. The book depicts the final battle between Matanui and Makuta, along with their respective forces. We once again get to follow characters such as Tahu and Takanuva, and bear witness to the climactic confrontation that has been culminating for nearly 10 years. Be that as it may, it makes the number 10 spot only for containing this final battle. On the plus side, it manages to stay true to the general writing style and formula of the prior books in the series, allowing for past readers to slip into the rhythm of Journey's End. It's also free, as you can find it online from a variety of sources. However, the book falls short when it comes to the final battle. While the characters are enjoyable, we don't get to see the ones you'd expect to be there. If you started following Bionicle in 2001, you'll be disappointed to know that not all the Toamata show up for the fight. Liwa is missing, and we never really hear from Kopaka or Nua. It's a shame, because you'd expect the original heroes to be around for the final battle. Regardless, it caps the Bionicle story once and for all, and gives us an ending to our legend of the Bionicle. Excluding the serials. At number 9, we have Bionicle Raid on VULCANUS, published by Scholastic in 2009. The book gives us some rare insight to the 2009 universe and its characters, and was one of only 2 Bionicle books in 2009 to do so, the other being The Crossing. This book is also the first one not to belong to any series. The events that take place in the book follow that of Glatorians such as Gelu, Gresh, Vastus, Akar, and so on. The Bone Hunters are planning to attack the fire village of VULCANUS, and it's up to the Glatorian to stop them! If you've ever wanted some insight regarding Bar Magna and its populace, this book should do the trick. For a year greatly devoid of content such as Monog or Vanog, this allows us to get a feel for the year's setting. The characters aren't anything out of this world as far as writing goes, but they do a good enough job being what they are. This book makes a list for allowing us this insight and letting us explore Bar Magna and its culture a little more before the end of the series. It may not be the greatest, but it had its chance to shine in a land of sand. Now, if only we'd gotten more like it. Coming in at number 8 is Bionicle Legends 4, Legacy of Evil, published by Scholastic in 2006. This one is certainly interesting as it almost entirely takes place in a flashback. Other Bionicle books do, however, do that, but this one fleshes out nearly the entire universe, as opposed to staying solely on Metronui. In Legacy of Evil, we follow the adventures of the Paraka leading up to the 2006 story and their current location. The book does a decent job of fleshing out and exploring the grander Bionicle universe, taking us back to Metronui, even Matanui. We're also given a chance to see old characters, such as Turaga Duma, the Shadowed One, and Toali Khan. There's a lot of history and lore we get to read about here, which is quite fascinating. Learning about several events is also greatly appreciated, such as the beginning of the battle between the Toa Mangai and the Kanohi Dragon, as well as the creation of Vezan. Overall, while I may not have a lot to say here, the book is chock full of history, and characters that you can always look forward to seeing. Definitely worth a read. Moving on to number 7, we have Bionicle Chronicles 2, Beware the BOHROK, published by Scholastic in 2002. This is the only book on the list written by Kathy Hopka, the original writer of the Bionicle book series. It chronicles the conflict between the villagers of Matanui and the BOHROK swarm. If you're used to Greg Farshti's style of writing, Beware the BOHROK may be a tad jarring for you. There's a lot more focus on dialogue and general action as opposed to the overall description and inner thought of Greg Farshti's style. Despite that, Beware the BOHROK is still enjoyable. The focus is placed pretty much entirely on the Toamata and their battle against the BOHROK swarm, with a large emphasis on collecting the Krana. All the Toa get a pretty even amount of time to shine, and the battle between Liwa and Anua is enjoyable, even if it is a bit predictable. The book leads to a lot of memorable quotes to boot, such as, "Clean it all, it must be cleaned." In retrospect, it does a respectable job of wrapping up the entirety of the 2002 story into one book, so if you ever need a refresher of the year the BOHROK ran rampant and Liwa went a little bit crazy, we don't like to talk about that time, then try to hunt this one down. Taking the number 6 spot is Bionicle Adventures 3, The Darkness Below, published by Scholastic in 2004. Being a part of the Adventure series, this also takes place almost entirely in a flashback, although it remains within Metru Nui, as opposed to Legacy of Evil. The scenario played out here isn't often one seen in Bionicle, as while a mystery is in play, it's more that of a murder mystery than the overarching one seen throughout the Bionicle story. The Toa Metru are sent down into some of the deepest parts of the archives in order to fix an alleged leak, thanks to a tip from Nuparu. See guys, I told you that guy was no good. While down there, a shape-shifting Rahi by the name of Kraka ends up playing with them, impersonating all the Toa and leading to a severe amount of confusion. The book has a lot of fun playing with the reader, and making sure they don't know anything more than the Toa do, aside from a couple of instances where Kraka is seen. We're also given a look at Rakshi other than the 6 we saw in 2003, with unique powers that make for more dynamic combat and an overall intriguing story. It's an interesting read for a Bionicle book, with the added bonus of a pseudo-instruction booklet for a Toa Metru combination model included at the end. Making its way at number 5 is Bionicle Legends 3, Power Play, published by Scholastic in 2006. The book describes the battle between the newly created Toa Anika and the Paraka, as the former attempt to rescue the Toa Nuva. While it isn't the first time we followed a rookie Toa team, it does allow us a bunch of insight and character development regarding Matoran we've known since 2001. The real selling point here is the battles. Readers have been preparing for the inevitable confrontation between the Toa Anika and the Paraka for a pretty long time. The dialogue is witty and the combat is quite fluid. Some of the best moments are getting to once again read about rookie Toa discovering their mask powers, especially the bits regarding Kongus and Nuparus. The book does do a fair job of advancing the story as well, so it doesn't feel like filler in the least. It manages to be gripping, exciting, and refreshing thanks to old characters given new life. The ending is also a blast as it leaves you on a cliffhanger, daring you to jump into the next book in the series. If anything has to be pegged, it'd most likely be that gosh dang shipping bait with Jala and Hali. Kidding? Don't be mad. We're giving the number 4 spot to Bionicle Legends 10, Swamp of Secrets, published by Scholastic in 2008. This book alternates between the current story in 2008 and flashbacks from before the beginning of the story, following the origin of the Toa Mata, along with their training and how they ended up in the Toa canisters to begin with. The book begins to unravel the mystery surrounding the Toa Mata and their origin. We see the center of the universe during its early stages, along with the original Toa we started the series out with. It's a great look back and refreshing to be with characters we've not only known for so long, but knew little about regarding their past to begin with. We're taken to locations such as Cardanui before the storm hit, alongside the island of Daxia. Hydraxon also makes an appearance, as well as a plucky little Matoran we'd see again in the future. The book also focuses on the Mystica and their side of the battle in the latter half of 2008, down in the swamp of Cardanui. Even in the present, we're given answers to questions that have been around for nearly the entirety of Generation 1's run. The book unravels mystery upon mystery and is incredibly gripping throughout. Certainly worth your time if you get your hands on this one. In the top 3, we have Bionicle Legends 11, The Final Battle, published by Scholastic in 2008. Within its pages is the final battle for the Matoran universe, at the core of it all, Cardanui. The story concludes the Ignition trilogy, and the main storyline being held in the Matoran universe, excluding the serials. Everything in this book is exciting. Character revelations, incredibly riveting battles, and last but certainly not least, the grand reveal of the Great Spirit Robot. In the book, the Toa Nuva are reunited alongside their honorary member Takanuva for a battle royale against the Makuta. The chase sequence between Liwa, Pohatu, and Antraz is also a lot of fun. The final battle certainly lives up to its name, as the stakes are higher than ever. This is also the first time Matanui ever gets a speaking role, even if it was a mere 3 words and he was only thinking. We're not going to get into details. Overall, the book is jam-packed with epic moments with characters you really enjoy reading about. It's incredibly refreshing to see all the Toa fighting as a team, especially against the main villains of the entire story. As I've said before, it lives up to its title, and is a spectacular way to finish off the Ignition trilogy and the Matoran universe. It'd be odd not to see this at least number 2. Bionicle Adventures 10, Time Trap, was published by Scholastic in 2005. The book follows Toa Metru Vakama as he returns to Metru Nui after the events of 2005 in order to retrieve the Kanohivahi, the Mask of Time. During his journey, he gets wrapped up in an illusion that confuses and distracts him. Time Trap is often regarded as one of the best Bionicle books released, for Generation 1 that is, considering that it's here that Pterodax got majorly fleshed out as the Makuta we know him as today. We're also given some insight as to the year to come thanks to a surprise appearance by Krakua. During a portion of the book, the mood becomes very tense as you see the brink of the Brotherhood of Makuta / Dark Hunter War. Of course, then you see it start! The illusion that Vakama is thrown into is a lot of fun, especially getting to meet all the alternate versions of the Toa Metru. The one downside one could bring up would be regarding the switching of the destined Toa's names. It ever so slightly contradicts what we've understood about Matanui and his disregard for the universe, and seems redundant at one point. But despite that, it's a gripping story. Seeing how the story would have ended up had Vakama and his team not become Toa is quite interesting, along with getting to see the Shadowed One have a major presence in the universe for the first time. It sets the stage for the future, and is a worthy tale for those looking for a little time to kill. And here at number 1 is Bionicle Legends 8, Downfall, published by Scholastic in 2007. Downfall wraps up the 2007 storyline and delivers to us story-defining moments that end up going down in history. Until the line ends in 2010, of course. The book follows the Toamari and their final battle against the Baraki over the Mask of Life. Characters appear en masse, and everyone has a hand to play in the climactic battle that ensues. To a degree, there is a noticeable level of character development surrounding the Toamari, specifically Jala, Matoro, and Hali. Somehow, during the midst of it all, a traitor to the Baraki is revealed, and it all ends up becoming a massive race. The atmosphere toward the end of the book becomes very fast-paced, and the situation seems very dire. The death of the Great Spirit certainly left an impact on many, as well as his eventual revival later on, at the cost of Matoro. The ending portion of the book will certainly leave some readers surprised and humbled. In retrospect, we get to see more of the characters than we ever imagined, seeing new sides as they've developed over the prior books in the series. The book also delivers character-defining moments, such as Matoro's sacrifice and Jala's willingness to leave everything up to him despite his pride. It's full of incredible moments, gripping action, and according to Turaga Nuju, an answer to one of life's greatest riddles. That riddle being what are the top 10 Bionicle books, of course. But that was just our thoughts. What are yours? Post your own top 10 Bionicle books in the comments below, and feel free to continue the discussion on the TTV message boards at board.ttvpodcast.com. I'm Eljay, and thanks for watching.